Alright, everybody, we are back with the remake of Bracket F between the Carbon team. On the left side, it is once again obviously relevant Tihatavoda and Lost Creep 123.
And once again, the right side is Team Death from Above, featuring Hotshot 53 and Makeshift running that double striker comp.
So, I'm hoping this does not DC again. Unfortunately, if there is another DC by the same team, that will probably result in a forfeit. But at this point in time, the Carbon team going for the bottom left, the blue team going for both
the
posts.
Bottom right.
That's well, both actually.
It's the same opening that they used last game. It looks like this is pretty much going the same. That Longhorn in the top is taking a lot of damage. Let's see, Hotshot does let it just go down there.
Oh boy. You know, dropping a single healing unit is always a good idea. It keeps things, well, from dying. Yeah.
That's right.
But I think they're pretty even still.
Yes, but I would say that this time around the Carbon team is taking a slightly faster.
I like the fact that they're mixing in Dillos with their Longhorns, so they're getting a lot more DPS for the credits that they're spending, whereas blue team are very, very heavy Longhorn focused.
That's right, but if we do break out into an artillery war, those Longhorns will hold out better in the long run.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It does depend on how this game evolves. But the Paladin, oh, actually, I didn't even realize they're going Warthog Paladin, so very tanky on the Carbon side.
That's right, and it looks like the blue team is the first to secure all three of their outposts. Carbon team following shortly behind. All eyes will now turn to mid. 18
to 24. It's you know what? Blue team's significantly ahead. It's a little bit weird, considering that they lost a couple of units at first. I didn't really notice Carbon team losing too much, if any.
Well, you do have to realize though that Armadillo upkeep is actually more efficient than...
Good point. Blue team,
and as you can see, some of those Dillos firing into mid.
Blue team doing a little harass, might be a little bit dangerous. Makeshift really low in health and is going to get finished off, but does let the T99 get that kill. So
and as we can see, those T99s on the bottom side of the map, real killers.
So the mid fight is probably going to start pretty soon. The Carbon team already firing down, finishing off their hat and their honeypot on the top side. Oh, it does look like we might have... this is harass. I was about to say maybe they're trying to cheese, but immediate response.
And as you can see, some of those units that are firing into mid on the Carbon side are taking quite a bit of punishment. We've already lost one Armadillo. Perhaps blue team is doing the smarter thing by staying out of it.
There's two ratchets up, but yeah, again, taking the like you said, you know, the survivability of the Longhorn a lot better. So they're actually leading their front line with Dillos, which is probably not the best idea.
Well, now that the Goliath is out of the way, everything goes. But we'll
38 to 42. So the Carbon team probably ahead, considering Dillo is only one upkeep, right? So wow, and Carbon team aggressively leapfrogging forward. Hotshot and Makeshift need to do something fast, or else they're going to
right, and they are pushing out. Where are they pushing to, though? They're not leapfrogging the units over. They're sending them through that top path.
Yeah, but this is going to be scouted way the hell ahead of time by the Carbon team.
And now Lost Creep moved right in.
Yeah, they did notice the unit presence was not there, so they're going to be able to take over a lot of this map, and Makeshift not really successful in doing that harass down at the bottom. So the Carbon team going to probably take over the entire mid and forward outpost, and the blue team unit push has not even passed the... Oh my god, this is awesome. Look at this. This is awesome.
Gonna run into each
this
other
is
right
awesome.
Here. We'll see how that goes.
This is awesome. What is happening?
Coming down.
And it's just a... slaughterhouse right now on both sides.
The hammer and the Paladin with offensive aura.
Hotshot going down, Makeshift nowhere in sight. It does look like the Carbon team's going to be able to clean up this blue push and take this game.
And that's right, that is their entire army just getting dashed.
Although the blue team now moving into mid, the Carbon team used pretty much every single unit they had, and actually they're kind of light. It's not as uneven as you would assume by staring at the you know, the exchange that just happened. A couple of Longhorn drops at the fort by the blue team.
That's going to distract Tihatavoda. They're both in slow mech, so it's an excellent call on blue team's side, using that distraction to take the middle outpost and reestablish their position up top.
Amazing. Blue team is taking mid, and actually that top right post, originally under Blue's control, switched to Carbon, now neutral. So this game is actually pretty darn interesting at this point.
Oh, Makeshift does kill one of those creeps before it can get in. He's going to hold on to neutrality for now as Lost Creep actually comes out.
And 4 creeps going into that outpost, so Blue taking this outpost back. Lost Creep probably going to be able to neutralize it pretty soon. 44 to 26.
Hotshot is there to fight back, but it is a level 6 Warthog and a level 6 Paladin versus 2 level 4 Strikers, which are going to be incredibly squishy.
And the Warthog doing that air to ground, which is actually pretty darn strong nowadays. 24 to 44. Okay, it does look like the Carbon team is coming back pretty hard. Blue team might want to pull back for now and let the Carbon team have mid so they can start an attrition war, which is probably their only hope at this point.
That's right, and at this point what we're going to need to see from Blue team is getting some of those unit kills so they can level up their missiles and start to do some of that effective mech damage, because it takes a lot to destroy a Warthog or a Paladin.
It takes quite a lot. Level 6 on the left side of the Carbon team, and it's 5 and 4 for the Blue team, so yes, they definitely need to do more with their mechs. Once it does reach, like you said, those missiles, they might be able to turn the game around, but they need to last that long. The top outpost going neutral now, and it looks like the Carbon team can smell blood.
That's right, Makeshift and Hotshot desperately trying to hold on. Dropping artillery, that's not going to live for very long.
Yeah. That was an understatement. Artillery in the front, usually not a good idea. Tanks all over the place for the Carbon team. 57 to 17, they could probably even just straight up push all units and end the game right here.
That's right. And as you can see, what tanks the Blue team has left are just getting picked off.
It's very, very dire for the Blue team right now. Tihatavoda and Lost Creep playing it very systematically, very old school style, you know, with the tank leapfrog, and you know, the Blue team trying to push out from that, you know, that top outpost. That's kind of more of like a newer way to play, I guess. It was a lot more risky in the past, except their, you know, their Longhorn heavy push just did not have the speed to get where they needed to go in time, and the Carbon team,
that's right,
yeah, just responded so well.
And unfortunately, by the time they had taken that long push, instead of leapfrogging like they probably should have, Carbon team had already been able to do so much.
Oh boy, it is 72 units to 31. Actually, the Blue team has been able to rebuild a little bit, but at this point, it's I don't know exactly what they could do. You know, maybe they wanted to switch to light units. That might have been a possible option, you know?
Unfortunately, though, as we can see, both on the left side do have their ultimate abilities, and they're now turning their eyes to that bottom right outpost.
It does look like they're going to try to go for post to post to post and not do a heavy push in, although they have plenty of units to do it. And I personally think that they could push all the way through. They already do have Goliaths out on the field since they are at level 8 and 7.
And it is impressive that they've gained such a decisive level advantage without using any levelers whatsoever.
Levelers don't exist anymore.
Well, that makes it even more.
AirMech strike, everyone! AirMech strike. We do see how a couple of tank drops, 2 Dillos and a Longhorn by the Carbon team. Not really necessary. Again, I'd just like to see them, you know, brute force push through that blue wall, which doesn't really have much of support at this point. Even the outpost.
Yeah, that is a pretty skinny wall that we're looking at.
Yeah, okay, they are going for the last outpost.
They built a couple of Aegis to counter the Bucky stuff.
That is actually interesting that they even chose to bring Aegis, to be honest.
Well, now that you've got 2 loadouts per team, that means that you've got 4 entire bars of units you can bring, which does allow you to have a lot of flexibility in bringing some of those very niche units that you used to not even be able to consider as an option.
That is true. Previously, we did have 3 loadout rotation slots. I think they reduced it to 2 just so things could be simplified. I think it was a little bit overwhelming for people, especially for before when it was complete unit swap out. That was even for me. I was like, where the heck are all these units I want to swap out? It's really hard, and I can't even think of which ones I want, you know. So I do like the new system. I'd like maybe to consider for them to consider 3 loadout slots, you know, rotations for 1v1.
And if you'll let me interrupt you here, it does look like something of a push is
What's happening? Why is it stopped? I don't understand.
And the top right outpost has also been taken.
Yeah, well, it has been
Not
neutralized.
been taken yet, but there's enough tanks around it that it's pretty much a done deal.
Right, so Carbon Team, I think, is going over methodical at this point. I think they just want to definitely advance in this tournament, which is understandable.
That's right. It is the Arc Classic.
Whoa, what's happening over here? Tihatavoda. Do you see Tihatavoda running directly down right? Oh, what was that?
I do.
What?
Lost Creep was hanging out in the corner as well.
I'm hoping this replay isn't broken. Oh, man, I think it might be broken. Or, you know, the playback is broken.
Oh, no.
But,
no, Makeshift is still microing things. I think we're back.
well, Tihatavoda is still acting like crazy.
Yeah, but Makeshift is actually doing things.
Right. I'm hoping that this game ends sometime soon.
Yes.
And Tihatavoda looks like he's possessed.
Oh dear. Lost. Yeah. There's some. This is looking kind of broken.
Yeah, it's looking kind of broken. Makeshift, though, is still, you know, and Lost Creep. So it's pretty weird. The three other players are fine, it seems. But maybe Tihatavoda was hacked? I don't know.
And I'm seeing Lost Creep is the one who's actually... He's been just carrying a Goliath around this whole time without dropping it.
Right,
Like,
right.
he's had that in his inventory for about a solid minute now.
I am very curious to know what's happening at this point. Oh, I'm sorry. Tihatavoda is the Warthog.
Yes.
For some strange reason, I just couldn't register that.
Okay,
but,
and he is accurately focusing fire on some of those units.
yeah. 94 to 18. So any day now, I think, is when we're going to see something happening. There we go.
I mean, we've got domination ticking out, and there's the push.
There is the push. I think. Hopefully. I don't know. Hard
If
to say.
it's not, I will be disappointed.
Yeah.
So many Goliaths and Gorgons out on the field that at this point it's pretty much statistically impossible for them to lose.
Pretty much, unless they just stop their push and do nothing and let them get
I
themselves
think
killed.
they'd have to recycle everything at this point.
It would take a miracle, I would think, or just something drastic.
That's
And the push was stopped.
looking like it's not good. Oh no.
Lovely. Tons of
Why?
Goliath on the field and still stopped. Thank God for domination damage.
Okay, it looks like Tihatavoda is just microing those Goliaths up and the Gorgons to make it triple safe.
Okay, so these two guys are shooting Lost Creep. So I think something happened to Lost Creep's
Well,
I don't know,
It
input or
doesn't
something.
look like it'll matter now because Tihatavoda
Right.
is finally on that wide push.
Finally on that push, that attack. We can't actually say
And
why
something-
anymore because the hotkeys have been
Something
reassigned.
worth noticing. Unlike most anti-air, those Gorgons are actually capable of shooting the base to contribute to your attack DPS.
Oh yeah, if everyone wasn't aware of that, they're aware of that now. All right, everybody. So that good job, Tihatavoda and Lost Creep for about 75% of the game. But thank you, Hotshot and Makeshift, for a very great, honest effort, earnest effort. And
It
stay
was a
tuned.
good game.
We have one more bracket left in the round of 16, which is bracket H. So don't go anywhere.